Hey, what's up, stream keepers, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's topic, I actually wanted to share with you guys about the journey from UGF to the thin soil method that I've been using for the last few years. And before we jump straight into this today's topic, I actually wanted to give a special shout out to all the guys that has been very supportive in terms of my journey in building this new community where we have the confidence to actually get more people into the hobby and actually share the passion behind it without all kinds of different ideologies, and it's all being backed by a lot of scientific research in terms of the stream keeping hobby. So thank you guys for, and of course today's topic is also being one of the guys actually mentioned he wanted to further understand what made me change from the process along the way. And today's topic I will share in depth with you guys what happened and why did I choose to make the shift. So maybe I'll take a step back in terms of trying to give you guys a bit of a background for the stream keeping hobby for my journey, right? So I started off trying to understand what is actually a good method that suits me, right? So there is no one best way of doing things. However, there is always a better way that actually suits the person at that point of time in his life, because it always weighs uh, the balance between efficiency and of course the time that you actually have. So if let's say you have a lot of time, then of course you can do a more tedious approach and things like that. However, that said, regardless of whichever method that you actually chose, I think the understanding, the knowledge behind why is it being done like that is critical. So maybe I'll take a step back to share with you guys what I have actually tried before. I have tried before, UGF boxes, permanent UGF. I've tried, canister filters, external filters, hang-on filters. I've tried most of the stuff, and sponge filters and things like that. So I think uh, from what I have today, I have used predominantly sponge filters and hang-on filter. I think these two works very well with me, and I will share with you the reason why. However, I want to give you guys that background on what made me have that shift. So uh, when I first started this hobby, actually I wanted to somebody actually guide me, and then they said that you should be using this and that. So naturally I will go ahead and then I just try, because I didn't know. But however, I've been keeping fishes for so many years, and I've been breeding fishes for so many years. The methodology that was being shared with me had some questions around it, but I didn't want to. I wanted to trust the person that actually taught me all kinds of information. So I went straight on. I had this box UGF, and then I realized that the box UGF, it could be too high, it could be too low, and we actually put a lot of soil in there. So these are some of the things that actually goes against the information that or the ways that I've been breeding fishes. So in the past, when we breed fishes, for example, we use like caves to actually uh, get the fishes into the where they will spawn their eggs, they lay their eggs there, and then we will use like we either use external canister or we use hang-on filters, or some of this stuff. But we have never ever used soil as a media to actually kind of like filtrate the water. So that is something that I was quite puzzled in the beginning, and hence I didn't want to question too much. I did ask, however, this is what they say, it is what it is, so let's try, no harm trying. So at the end of the day, I found out that the box UGF do not suit me so well, because there are some dead spots. And of course, the box UGF, it takes up some of the space, there's blind spots, and then there's a layer of soil that is in the UGF box that you need to actually siphon out those things, because those are actually ammonia. It increases the ammonia in the tank if it's not being well established. So putting soil directly there, you know I'm not sure how effective it is. There's not much scientific background in terms of or methods that actually prove that using just soil in there is a good method. So So I've also seen, many people use like filter medias and things like that to put it inside the box, and things like that. So I think it works fairly well in that sense, if when you have filter media and things like that. But however, that bottom part of things, you need to actually have a siphon that actually siphon out those things for the box. So I kind of like think that it takes me quite an a lot of time to actually try to reset the tank, because I have soil, and then I have this box at the side, and then when I want to remove the box from the tank, it becomes quite cumbersome, and then I have to pour them out a little bit, so I balance kind of a balance and things like that. So there's a lot of maybe I'm not doing it right, so I didn't stay long with the box UGF, because I didn't quite find that uh that suits my timing and my schedule and things like that. So I thought, maybe let's go full on to a full UGF and permanent UGF. And so I had some tanks with permanent UGF, and we have actually modified some of the tanks to add in UGF as well. So I've tried that. We put in a lot of soil in there, and sometimes we put sponge as well to reduce the number of, the amount of soil that is being utilized. Some people put filter medias and things like that, and I have seen very successful breeders who actually use UGF, permanent UGF, to breed their streams, and they are successful, right? However, what I have learned, or maybe I didn't get the entire knowledge on that until much later on, knowing that that permanent UGF, within that permanent UGF, there's actually a discharge valve that actually flows the water out from the tank, which actually remove the powder that is actually out from the tank. So when I first learned it, the UGF method, not nobody actually told me about it. The so you can imagine that there's ammonia, or the gunk that is, or the powder that is settled down at the bottom layer of the UGF. So that is something that stuck with me for quite some time. And then of course, when you do reset, you have to vacuum out the soil and things like that. There's a lot of soil within that space, and then you have those back and front. So when you have to reset, you have to take out the sponge, you have to take out the soil, and then you have to clean out the UGF and things like that. So it becomes quite consuming. So I generally take about maybe 45 minutes to an hour just to reset one tank. And in terms of the time management perspective, I couldn't allocate so many tanks, so much time to actually reset so many tanks. And that led me to another method, which is using sponge and tin soil method. So I've tried that, and it stuck with me for a long time. I think up to today I'm actually using the tin soil method. Yes, I need to do a reset more frequent. The frequency increases. However, what I do is that I make sure that I cycle them well, and I have good few months of breeding cycle. I think that will be enough for me, because I'm not asking for every month I have a breeding cycle. So as long as I have a breeding cycle that is fruitful, so I do a lot of selective breeding. So in that sense, but large scale selective breeding, it is fairly difficult to do a large scale selective breeding, because good streams, quality streams are not easy to get. And it's often time, every time we have a shipment, then we have two or three more good quality ones, then I'll add it into the tank, and to accumulate that number up. So I can do a lot of so this tin soil method actually encourages me to reset more tanks actually, because resetting a tin soil tank is so much easier, so much faster, and it helps me with it, because now I look forward to resetting my tank, and I'm not afraid to reset the tank, because resetting a tank is simply just siphoning out the soil together with the water, so it comes out together. So by half the tank, I would have already siphoned out the soil. So the remaining part, I'll just drain it off with my semi-automated discharge. So it's quite straightforward. Within 15 minutes, I can actually finish up the tank, clean it up and things like that. The only more time consuming one is actually I'm using for this my house setup. I actually use these hang on filters from Toto. They have the ability to remove nitrate. So that's another part of the that's another video that I could have done regarding the Toto filter and why I chose that. So I kind of like dismantle everything on the Toto filter, wash them up, and of course, you know, I give them a good scrub, the impellers. If there's anything that needs to be lubricated, I'll re-lubricate it, and then after that put it up and then recycle the entire tank again. So all in all, I think that encourages me to reset my tank more frequently, and I'm not afraid of resetting the tank, because in the past I feel very dreadful. I feel very something is like holding me back to actually do a reset, because I would need to spend a lot of time, and I think this hobby is still a hobby by itself. I didn't want to allocate a majority of my time to actually spend in terms of my hobby, because I still have my work, my family. I have other things that I would like to achieve in life. So basically, to get where I need to be, I don't mind doing it more frequently. So this thin soil method actually works a lot, and it helps me a lot as well. And in terms of stability wise, having a thin soil method also allows me to just use a hang on filter, and that's about it. So the entire tank is very clean. I can actually see my streams. So if you ask me, does my stream die? Of course they do die. All living things die. So it is not it's I think I maybe I would like to share with you guys a little bit, a sidetrack, a little bit of things in terms of using a Toto filter and things like that. So external canister, Toto filter, top of the line filtration, these are not life saving support. These are not life support system. Streams still die. So it doesn't really matter. So I think the whole idea about having your process being set up, being confident, gaining that confidence over the years of stream breeding, of your water parameters, I think that is the most critical. Whatever that you are using, regardless whether you are using box UGF, a permanent UGF, sponge filter, hang on filter. So the setup is just to support your learning process. At the end of the day, how you use it and how confident you are with your water and the ability to get quality streams at the end of the day will show what you are doing. So it doesn't matter whichever method that you are using. The thin soil method is very I feel very comfortable using it, because first, it saves time, it's stable, and most importantly, I look forward to resetting the tank. So this is the journey that I actually went through over the years, and I would like to share this with you guys. So if you are in a crossroad where you're thinking that what should you be using, what should you be moving on to the next step, so it doesn't really matter what I'm saying. It doesn't really matter. Just go ahead and try and get and use the one that suits your time most and suit your your lifestyle the most. So I think that's the most critical part of it. So thank you guys for watching this video. Remember, if you like this video, please remember to give a thumbs up. And if you have any videos that you really like to see more content on, you can actually put in the comment section below, or you can ping me on Messenger or on Facebook. That's not a problem. And for those who are new, please remember to subscribe to my channel. And until next time, peace out.